I've always loved a movie theater. I've saw it as like a really nice experience. Like, not like I wouldn't say I was a regular growing up, but when you're a kid, you come to the movie theater and you get to see something on the big screen for the first time, and it's so exciting because there are all these seats and yummy popcorn. And then when you're a teenager, you come with your friends, and it's kind of your first alone, without a chaperone experience with your friends, and that's really cool. And I like to give that experience to kids and teenagers, as well as like our senior audiences and everyone in between, like making it something so special that maybe you don't get to do super often, but when you do, it's something memorable.
So, my most memorable experience in a movie theater would be actually the first time I saw the Thor movie with a current sound system the way they are now. The first time I can't think of the creature, but the inanimate being that they sent after Thor, the first time the fire and everything comes out, you could feel it in your chest. It was the loudest, most explosive thing I ever felt in a theater.
I remember seeing The Money Pit with my grandparents and my aunt, and just they thought it was the funniest thing they had ever seen, which then, by rote made my brothers and sisters and I think it was the funniest thing we had ever seen. And to this day, every time I see that movie, it just, makes me laugh just remembering.
Yeah, going to the Barbie movie in general felt like something that was good to begin with. I was glad to go and see it twice. The first time I went to go see it, I was just overjoyed and excited, especially because I love Greta Gerwig. And when you go in the movie theater, you know exactly who's seeing it because all these girls are wearing pink and like a couple men are even wearing pink here and there. But I mainly like the first time that I went, it was like this big group of like women and their daughters that all went to go see it. So that was really sweet.
I think my most memorable moments are Prime Marvel, specifically late, like Infinity War and whatever, and Endgame. And then, yeah, like the latest Marvel stuff, the last Spider-Man, like being with all my friends, that's what you imagine, like late Friday night, like opening night, theater was packed, and like the moments in those movies of just everyone being a huge fan and the things that happened would just, it was either silence, people would get up and start cheering at the same time, especially with Endgame when everyone comes back and then that final fight happens. That was definitely that was electric. I'll never forget that.
So definitely COVID and streaming services has had the biggest impact on theaters. People aren't as willing to spend the amount of money that it does cost to come. And so we try and market it as much as like a big experience as we can. But it's definitely, with all prices going up, it's a pricier excursion. So we've been trying to work a lot with the university, bringing back students for our Student Thursdays, which is it's discounted tickets and then students get free popcorn. We also offer Tuesday discounts for our members. So it's only $6, which is really nice for people. So we try and make cheaper options so that people are more willing to come and see a bigger movie on the big screen. We also do a lot with our marketing. So me and one of the other assistant managers will paint our windows or decorate our hallway, and I think guests like to come in and see what we've kind of done next with the upcoming movies.
Something that would make me go more often might be like maybe a little less expensive.
What would make me go more now? Yeah, one, lower prices, because like I'm paying $4 for a water bottle. That's garbage.
I'm not gonna pay like what, $8 or $15 at AMC to go see like 3 different movies.
Number two, yeah, better movies too. Like, I don't know. The prime, like I feel like the prime movie seeing days are over. Like Our parents had Star Wars growing up. That was like nothing replicates that. People my age had Marvel growing up. That's already on the downfall. Everything's getting recycled now. They're just making movies over and over, live action. And that's not something I'm excited to go see.
I would say that I don't go to the movies after the pandemic because there are not as many good movies coming out.
I just don't feel as though there are as many unique and interesting stories that are being made into movies anymore. Everything seems to be a sequel. Well, not everything. There are lots of sequels or lots of remakes, and I think there are fewer original ideas.
In 50 years, like 2 generations from now, I can't even imagine, like, I wouldn't be surprised if like no one cares about the movie theater, which would be a shame. But just because it's changed so much from when I was a kid to now, so 30, 40 years down the line, I can't imagine what it'll be like. I hope it makes a comeback though. I think it slowly is. It's just tough with the industry.
The experience of a movie theater is iconic in its own way. You can't make buttered popcorn in your house, turn all the lights off, and I don't care if you have a 100-inch TV screen, high def. It's not the same as going to the movie theater, to go up to that counter, to get your popcorn, candy, and maybe a soda, and then walk into that theater area and sit down with potentially how many other people that are all interested in the same thing.
It's an experience that it might be new in some ways, but it still brings you back in other ways.
My earliest experience that I can remember going to a movie theater was to see Star Wars, the first Star Wars when it came out, whatever year that was. In what now, back in our day, there weren't megaplexes, right? So every theater was basically one theater that could seat however many 100+ people. And we got to be up in the balcony, and I remember slowly watching the words right as they came up. So that is my first memory ever in the movies was Star Wars.
The first time I ever remember going to a movie, it was the Hannah Montana movie. We went for one of my friend's birthday parties, and it was just so fun. We sat in the front row, we sang all the songs, we waited in line for the first show, and then they let us in through the rope, and it was just a really fun experience as a little 10, 11-year-old girl. The next one is also the Justin Bieber movie, where me and my friends kind of went to like on our own as a joke, because we were like, we don't really like him, whatever. And then after the movie, we went home and cut out his face out of all the magazines.
I took my 10-year-old to go see the Taylor Swift movie, which I like Taylor Swift, but my daughter loves Taylor Swift. And just witnessing the amazement and joy and just enthusiasm for somebody else as well is just as good.
Come to the movies. Come to the movies. Yeah. We'd love to see you.